Greetings, everyone. We're back. Another day. It feels like forever ago that we were here, when in fact it was only 24 hours ago. So, welcome to Shreem Brzee Chanting Daily. My name is Sucharita, and I'm so happy to share with everyone here that I will be rolling out the rest of this 48 days. We're going to come up to 48 days. Our challenge will be completed this Friday, and then we'll continue to chant until the end of May. So I just found out about 5 minutes ago, and it is such an honor and a pleasure always to be of service and support to everyone who studies under Dr. Playa and to the world, because collectively we are raising the roof. As Dr. Ply shared in his recent Instagram about the phoenix rising, we have to rise out of the ashes, out of whatever we've burned away as far as our karma goes, scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness, coronavirus consciousness. So the message was so powerful and empowering, and that we can shift our consciousness. We can give it over to Shreem Brzee, the goddess of abundance, the goddess of joy and happiness and heaven on earth. The masters gave the mantras to people for thousands and thousands of years. And somewhere along the line, they got misused, and maybe they are continuing to be misused. However, all we need to do is to practice the mantra and then look in the mirror when we go to bed and say, hey, the goddess, thank you so much. Please help me to contribute to raising the consciousness of the planet and be happy and be healthy and be giving and be a good citizen of the world. And also help me to be enlightened, help me to bring more positivity, healing energy to the planet, however that looks according to my karma. It might be through business, it might be through healthcare, it might be through education. The goddess, because we've been chanting her mantra, she's helping us to rise up out of the mess that we're in and then live her consciousness. So many of us have experienced these sessions where a lot of negativity is coming up, and we're just like, oh my God, I can't take it. It's like, burn it away. And so that's a good sign when Dr. Ply shares the symbol, and it's not just a symbol, it's the truth, that we need to burn away our old way of being and to get into a new state, rise above it all, and then see what it is that we need to create. So the mantras are going to protect us. They're going to protect our body, our mind, our soul. They're going to protect our manifestations. So it is Monday, May 18th, 2020. My name is Sucharita, in case I haven't shared that yet with you. Wishing you all a very warm welcome. And we're going to get started in a few minutes. And what that means when we get started is we are going to set up ourselves, a landing strip inside of ourselves, inside of our subtle body, so we can settle in to commune with this goddess energy. We don't want to just chant a mantra and hope it all works out. We want to feel her entering every single cell of our being. We want her to go in and clean up and burn away, purify down to the ashes, that karma that we cannot do on our own. We were born with it. We've carried it from previous lifetimes. Lifetime after lifetime, we've tried. And now is a great time to come together, because the coronavirus is really challenging us on so many levels. And we have been chanting since April 5th here every day, and building that consciousness, building that protection inside of our being. We're owning our kingdom or our queendom within. And that's what all the masters have shared. You are the decider of how your karma is going to roll out. And it is scary, and it is uncertain, and we don't know if we're going to do it right. How can you do it wrong when everything else is the way it is? You know, trillions and trillions of dollars have been wasted. Oh, well, we'll just print some more. Okay, so you just go with that. However, you don't get caught up in it and say, well, I'm a victim to it. You've got to get the goddess. All right, that's not a great reality. So make something happen for me as per my karma. Help me to express my full potential, my full soul's journey here right now. So it doesn't matter what you've been doing up until this point, whether you've been a long time meditator, whether you think you're the worst meditator, whether you feel like you just are scrambling in the dark, you don't know how even you came across this. Welcome. We are going to experience Express Elevator Up. So Monday is a great day to connect with the goddess energy. It is a 12th waning moon here in Toronto Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And what that means is the goddess Lakshmi, Shreem Brzee, is all about giving us the comforts and joy and happiness, because the 12th waning moon is ruled by the planet Venus. And Venus is a party planet, and it's a money planet, and it's a beauty planet. And it helps us to burn down all the karma so we can see a different reality. We can move towards peace and prosperity and experience it, not just have a philosophy or a mystical, magical moment, and then off we go, and then life is really terrible. We will feel that energy inside, no matter what life looks like on the outside. And then as we are building the consciousness of peace and prosperity within, then nothing can shake us. And the divine will be like, hey, I want to keep filling that person up. They know how to use their God-given talents, their God-given right to express peace, prosperity, enlightenment, heaven on earth, to share with all. So we also have the energy of Revati star, which is a star that's associated with, or an alignment with, the planet Mercury, which is another money planet. And then it is also associated with its overlord, Lord Vishnu, who happens to be the consort of the goddess Lakshmi, Shreem Brzee. So what does all that mean? It means that we are already going to be easily and readily connected to peace and prosperity, which is what we're here to do. We're here to tap into it. And we don't have to die to do it. And then our spirit goes somewhere and goes and hangs out in heavenly realms with all these cool divine beings. We can be here in this dimension. So you'll hear me saying the words as we're going through the process, the meditation, the mantra practice, spreading the light beyond this body, beyond the body part we're focusing on. And it's reaching out into all directions, and it's trying to find healing energy. So let it go. If it's going to go to the 4th dimension, the 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 1,000,000th dimension, you just allow it to disperse and then be present to it. Dispersing, you're not directing it. You're just being present to it. And then with that presence, and you're loaded with Shreem Brzee, the vibrations, the sound, and you're just shift dimensions. And you can almost feel yourself shift. There is a physical shift, or there's something internally, or something leaves us that's like a dark, congested negative energy that we've been holding on, maybe a memory of the past. And we go, whoa, where did that come from? Why are you here? I thought I pushed you down and locked you away in your little closet, you skeleton. So all our skeletons are going to come out of the closet. And some people have been writing to me and sharing that, oh my God, all this karma, this is terrible. And then in a couple of sentences in an email and a hope and a prayer, and I just say to the divine, please bless this person. They write back and they say, oh my God, it's perfect. Thank you so much. This is so awesome. I'm going to be moving on and deal with it. How does that happen? It's certainly not me. It is the goddess inside of that person who committed themselves to raising up to their level of consciousness that terrible karma that was supposed to really mess them up. And now they're loaded with this positivity and optimism. They're going to rise out of the mess that they're in, like the phoenix rises out of the ashes. It's no longer serving them. And then move forward and do something that you can go and get the help or the advice that you need to come out of it. You're not just sitting there and like a deer in headlights going, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And that's what we feel like most of the time. Look at the whole global, the whole globe is under pandemic shutdown. And what do we do if we get it? Lots of people have gotten it, and lots of people have survived. The ones that don't survive are the ones who are really super immunocompromised, or they're poisoning their bodies, or they are poisoning their minds with their own worry, their own anxiety. And as Dr. Ply mentioned yesterday during the Instagram, please, please, please watch your thoughts. If you think that this coronavirus is going to take you out and take out your finances and you're never going to get a job and you're never going to do anything else, you will manifest that. This is the beauty of it happening all across the globe, is that no one is exempt. Doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. You could get it, and either you're going to die from it or you're going to recover from it. This is how it is. And this is what everyone is finding now. And so many of us have experienced someone in the neighborhood, someone in our family has it. We're totally freaked out. We're praying and praying and praying. And then as Dr. Ply shared the message yesterday, it just went so deep inside, is that we are our own physicians. We know physician comes from the word, the physical. We know the study of our own selves. Now, it doesn't mean that to say that you should go run out and hug people and, if someone is sneezing, go sit in front and get a shower. You don't know what the germs are being spread in that. So you don't go and do that. And we would never do that anyways. So you take care, although we ask the goddess, all right, protect me. I'm going to do what I can do to have a healthy, happy outlook on life. No matter what is going on, I'm going to be smiling. I'm going to be doing my chanting. I'm going to be imagining the goddess putting me in the right place at the right time. I'm going to be thinking about Veronica, who has coined the term #Brzee economy. She's a young person, and she's been studying with Dr. Ply for a few years, and she has been meditating on the goddess, and she has asked the goddess, please, please come into the earth plane. I can't do what the generations have done before me. We need to have the highest kind of economy. And then it came to her, #Brzee economy. And what that means is that we're birthing. Our birthright is Brzee. It is the sound that will unlock the secrets of having all the wealth, all the comfort, all the joy, all the happiness, the health, the well-being, the beautiful relationships, the interactions with others, even if they are freaked out or scared out of their minds, or you are at some point in time. And then you realize, as Dr. Ply shared the story about the rope and the snake, it's dark out and you look and you see, oh my God, there's something on the road in front of me. Oh my God, it looks like a snake. Oh my God, it is a snake. And you get close and you put your flashlight and you go, oh, it's a rope. But in the meantime, you were just like totally, your whole body is gone into shock, and I can't go anywhere else because it's so dark, and I don't even know where the other path is to go around this, what looks like the snake. So in our life, whatever we're perceiving outside, it can look like snaky energy and scare the bejesus out of us. But we want to understand that we can see that it's not a snake, and that we will just go around it. We will find a way out. The divine will always be that light, that intelligence that is our guiding light. It is our lighthouse from inside of us. So we are the kingdom. We own the kingdom. We rise up out of the ashes, out of the darkness, out of the smoke, out of the fire that's burning in the whole consciousness of the whole planet. We're all fired up in a way that we're angry, frustrated, disappointment, all this negative congested energy. If you lit a match to it, poof, it would just explode the whole planet. And that's not what the divine wants to do. So the divine is also fire. The divine is like millions of suns, light and intelligence. So when the goddess gets into you, when you're inviting her in, you may feel like you're heating up. There's just like you're sweating in places you didn't know you could sweat. Your eyes are burning, or your body part is burning. There's pain. There are really painful memories. Burn them. Keep asking these divine beings to get in, because not only will the goddess Lakshmi Shreem Brzee come today, her consort may come. the god Vishnu, who is the money miracle god, and the planets Venus and Mercury. They will be communicating with us. What is communication? Communion. We are having a dialogue with them. We are waking up to that level of consciousness that, whoa, you're in me. Oh, wow. Feel that. Oh, and you're observing as it's moving through you and as it's burning away. You might even feel yourself wanting to move, and please do that. Some people tell us on the chat, or when we used to have it on Zoom, they would open up the mic and they would say, oh my God, I did my yoga all the way through the chanting because I felt the goddess energy moving through me. And she just helped me to work through some really stuck and stubborn obstacles inside of me. So you're welcome to do that. Some people do like light Tai Chi. Some people lay down completely and they pass out and they wake up and they go, oh, the goddess took me on a mystical, magical carpet ride. It was awesome. Thank you so much for chanting. I could hear you as it was coming in and out. I was in a lucid dream state. I saw the goddess. Some people have written in on WhatsApp or Facebook today and they said, oh my God, the goddess, it was dark, it was black. And then all of a sudden the goddess appeared in my third eye and she stayed there for the whole time that I was meditating. OMG. And this person is someone who has been fully immersing themselves in Shreem Brzee as much as possible. So keep doing the practice, keep diving in deep. You don't really have to do too much. You can chant out loud, you can chant internally, you can do a combination of both. You might feel like you're in a trance. You might feel like, whoa, where did my head go? It disappeared. Or where did my leg go? I can't feel my arms anymore. My body, uh-oh, where did I go? You shifted dimensions. Your consciousness went and said, all right, your body is there on the earth plane, on the chair, wherever you are, and you are going to go for a journey of gathering up peace and prosperity because you signed up for it. You want to do it. We're multi-dimensional beings. That's our birthright. And Brzee needs to be birthed. Shreem is going to help us to stay focused. So without further ado, it's so lovely to be here and we're going to burn down the house. So get into a state of receptivity where you're shutting everything off and you're going to be settling in. We will create a landing pad inside of ourselves. We're going to activate the chakras with the help of Ganesha and then the sounds that will unlock the secrets of all those chakras spinning out. And then they are going to release any negative congested energies, memories that come up to the surface or karmas that are so difficult for us to face right now. And that needs to be diffused and no one's going to diffuse it except us. So we're going to ask the goddess to diffuse it. We're going to use that spiritual energy, that empowerment, that positivity that's supporting us with all this wealth consciousness coming from the planets, Venus, Mercury, and Lord Vishnu, giving us that money miracle consciousness. Get us out of this difficult financial situation, whatever it is for you. And there will be a way out because you're giving your will to these divine beings for support and they will do it instantaneously. Dr. Ply and Vishwamitra, of course, who gave us the sound Brzee, through Dr. Ply, we will feel their presence and we will feel the burning already at the beginning. So the landing pad will be created. Then we are going to do our chanting practice. I'll be guiding you all along. And then you can come back and we'll do the ghee lamp meditation that we've been doing every day and seeing the divine come inside the ghee lamp and whoa, burn some more karma and then raise our vibrations and beautiful things happen in everyone's life thereafter. So, or you can go off and do whatever you need to do. No hard and fast rules here. We just are so happy that you're here and we're going to participate in stirring up the pot. Here we go. So close your eyes and put your attention internally. We are going to be looking internally towards the base of the spine and then also down the legs into the feet and toes. And we're going to feel the energy even of the ground. You've heard of earthing, or if you haven't, you can Google it. And earthing is grabbing that energy of the goddess, the earth goddess. So it's not just dirt that we are on and water. It is a goddess energy. And we will feel that stabilizing us as these divine beings who have super high intelligence and also heat, because they're like millions of suns. We don't want to burn up to a crisp, and we don't want to be like the phoenix who did burn up to a crisp, but we will rise out of it as new beings with their support. So ground yourself. We'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles. You can imagine a reddish orangish light pouring down your legs into your feet and toes. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone, piercing all the chakras on the way up the spine, going up through the brain, through the top of the skull, into the space, up, 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 goes some aspect of your multi-dimensional self. You're going to your highest self. Receive the blessings of the divine beings who you have sent the SOS into the space. They are receiving your requests, connecting like a Wi-Fi, a divine Wi-Fi. We'll activate the chakras starting at the base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Move into the middle of the brain, the third eye. Float your attention back down to the base of the spine and the legs. Connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move into the navel chakra, the belly. Fill it with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands and fingers. Set them on fire. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or prana, the life force, subtle air. Wa, 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 wa. Now move into the two eyeballs. Keep them steady, straight. Put your attention on the right and left brain. Connect with the ether, the Akash, or space. Ya, 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 ya. Now imagine Dr. Ply appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a light, a very intense spiritual light, where he sends two beams or rays of light into your eyeballs, piercing your eyeballs, burning the karma in your eyes, so you no longer have to see that in your life. The eyes are the windows to the soul, so the soul's intelligence will shine through and create miracles in your life. Receive the light from Dr. Ply's eyes, another beam of light from his third eye into your third eye. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now imagine Vishwamitra appearing next to Dr. Ply, also sending two rays or beams of intense light into your eyeballs, into your third eye, and the whole body lights up, birthing Brzee intelligence into all the cells. They're coming alive. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Now imagine a beautiful blue being in your heart. Lord Vishnu wants to fulfill your heart's desires. Release any pain, emotional pain around your problems, around your issues. And pour money consciousness into you. Whether you believe it or not, his presence and your attention on your heart, this beautiful blue being, will raise your consciousness up out of the problems and find a solution. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Now bring your attention up into the third eye. We'll call on Lord Vishnu's consort, the consciousness of the goddess Shreem Brzee. Fill your third eye with light. Feel the karma burning so you can commune with the heat and the intensity and the light of this divine, beautiful being and all beings in the third eye. We'll begin our practice. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Allow the light to explode beyond the third eye in all directions. Shift dimensions. And bring your attentional energy now to the back of your head. Tuck your attention underneath, inside of the back of the skull, in the brain, the middle and back part of your brain. Intuitively, you will activate the cerebellum, which is packed with neurons that are communicating with one another. They're firing up, saying, open the back door for all the divine beings to enter. Feel that back part of your brain lighting up. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Allow the light to explode in all directions beyond the cerebellum, beyond the body. Shift dimensions. Now move your attentional energy into the whole brain, the front of the brain, sides of the brain, back of the brain, the top of the brain, and allow your attentional energy to light up the inside of the brain. All the neurons are firing, communicating with the divine. Allow the vibrations, the light of the divine to light up your brain. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The whole brain is lit up, communing with the divine. Shift dimensions. Now bring your attentional energy into your nostrils. Light up the nostrils with beams of light shooting up. And where those beams meet on your forehead, they'll activate the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, third eye in the subtle body. Light up the nostrils, purify the prana, activate the third eye, open the door to your highest self and all the beings. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the nostrils, beyond the third eye, in all directions. Shift dimensions. Pour your attentional energy into your mouth. Feel the light expanding, the energy of the goddess entering the mouth, the insides of your cheeks, the teeth, the tongue, the back of the throat. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the mouth, beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy into your throat, into the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, all the way into the fingertips, the chest and the upper back. These are the places of stubborn karma. The weight of our karma is felt here. Diffuse it with a laser beam of blue light entering your throat, piercing your Adam's apple, lighting up the throat, lighting the neck up, the shoulders, the arms, the chest, the back, with this blue light. Feel the karma flying off with this laser surgery. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes in all directions beyond the body, diffusing the stubborn karma. Shift dimensions. And pour your attentional energy now into your windpipe, your bronchial tubes that feed the lungs, the air, the oxygen, the prana. Your attentional energy goes all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. Expand the lungs so you can breathe easier. Release guilt, anger, frustration, depression, uncertainty. All those negative, congested emotions sucking the life out of us. Release it. With the light and the sound, focus on the lungs. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the lungs in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now bring your attention up to your eyeballs. Fill them with light. Burn the karma. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes in all directions from the eyes beyond the body. Shift dimensions. Now enliven the ears with beams of light entering the ears, piercing the eardrums, going inside the head, filling the whole head up from the inside out, even out into the aura around the head, with light, vibration of the goddess. The face is heating up. The hairs are lighting up, standing on end. The scalp is tingling. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the head in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy into the trunk of your body, the torso of the body, the front, the back, the sides, and allow it to enter inside of the trunk of the body, lighting up the heart, the lungs, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, all the way into the guts, down in the pelvic region, reproductive organs, organs of elimination, kidneys, adrenals are all lit up, being purified, releasing toxins. Vibrate with the sounds. Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The whole torso of the body is lit up, exploded in all directions, shift dimensions. Now pour your attentional energy down into your legs, into the earth. Feel your feet disappearing into the ground, into the earth. And all the divine energy is stabilized through this practice. Focus on your legs, the earth, the feet. Anchor this divine energy. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the legs in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now put your attentional energy into the chakra at the base of the spine, around the tailbone area in the pelvic region. Feel it lighting up that area, firing it up. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Allow the light to explode in all directions from the lower chakra. Shift dimensions. Bring your attentional energy up to the second and third chakras. Allow your intuitive self to lock on. Light it up just in the belly region. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the lower chakras, the belly, reaching out in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Fill it with light. Expand it. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the heart center in all directions. Shift dimensions. Move up to the throat, the nostrils, the mouth. Fill them with light. Expand it. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. Explode the light beyond the nostrils, the throat, the mouth, in all directions. Shift dimensions. Now move into your two eyes and your brain, your third eye. Light it up. Expand it. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the third eye, beyond the brain, crown chakra, shift dimensions. Now the final round, scanning the whole aura all around you, inside, outside of the body, from head to toe. Bring the light in and the sounds. Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee. The light explodes beyond the body in all directions. Shift dimensions. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world, peace to the universe. Peace, peace, peace. Relax and let go. As you're slowly, slowly coming back to yourselves, you can keep your eyes closed. You can make an internal prayer to Dr. Ply. All the divine beings who supported your practice, kept you steady, focused, strong, empowered, lit up. Thank all the souls who joined here live and then those who are going to be watching the recording for committing to raising the roof, finding a way out of this mess, and then living that reality, calling on the divine so that the divine can bless the whole planet, intervening, especially in those places where people are really suffering with no food, clothing, shelter, medicine, water, light, or love. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Hi, everyone. So as you're coming back, you can definitely be gazing into the lamp as our final part of the practice, or you can take off, whatever it is that you need to do. So we're going to do our part. We'll just purify our body, mind, and soul. Ask the divine to transmit some message to us, whether it's heat or light, maybe different colors. We might see divine beings come through, prophets of all kinds, all the spiritual masters, ascended masters. They might step through and they love the ghee. So let's see what happens. So commune with the divine, and then the intention is to raise the vibrations of the whole planet so that we all can experience heaven on earth and not have to die. We can just gaze. All right, I'm going to step out of the view of the camera here, and then I'll readjust it. So you'll just see the flame. The lights will go down. Enjoy. I'll call you back in about 9 minutes, which will feel like 9 seconds. So enjoy. So you can see the lamp there. And the lights are going to go down. Enjoy your practice. We'll see you in a bit. And slowly, slowly let go of the gazing. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Connect once again with Dr. Ply, all the divine beings, everyone here who supported your practice, including yourself. Pray for whatever it is that you want to help manifest in your life and then in the world. And for all beings to have food, clothing, shelter, medicine, clean water, and love, unconditional love. And you can let go, the lights are going to come on. Adjusting the camera. So thanks everyone for joining, those of you who need to go. It's been a lot of fun today. So looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And then those of you who are going to stay, this is part of the call where we'll check out the chat, see what the chatter is. And then if you have any questions or comments or shared experiences, that's always empowering and motivating and inspirational for other people as well to hear what happened with you. And I, throughout the call today, throughout the practice today here on the call, I heard the firecrackers going off and I was like, oh my God, what is that? Oh yeah, it's happy birthday to Queen Victoria, celebrated here in Canada around this time. And so it's a holiday weekend or for most people. And I forgot about it. So it's a Monday and we'd have the day off from the work and banks and things like that are closed. So it was kind of interesting because I was thinking, well, the queen is like the goddess, right? She rules the world. So we got into that energy or that space of getting fired up and cracking and popping and breaking down the karmas and rejoicing in celebrating the queen's birth, the goddess's birth inside of us. So that was kind of timely. So let's see what everyone is saying at the chat. Melanie is saying it was a really powerful session today. I heard Babaji's voice. People say that, they hear it. So I'm so happy that his energy is waking up inside of you. And so you can hear, you can commune with these spiritual masters, the divine beings that come in, and you will hear them inside of yourself. And you will see them guiding you. That's what the whole point of being on a spiritual path is all about. Yes, we're coming together as a community to help focus all that energy and then to dive into that energy and then be able to be out of our body, be out of our mind, be out of our belief system or everything that we have been programmed to do as far as our education or religious beliefs or so on. This is spiritual energy waking up and showing us that we are at the level of the divine, and we've just got to wake it up. So the divine beings will come in, Dr. Ply will come in, and you'll hear the vibration. So that's fabulous. Coco Kali is saying, beautiful, so grateful to be doing this with everyone around the world. Great experiencing rolling limes during today's practice. That's a good one. Surrogate technology to absorb any negativity. Yasmin is saying, love and gratitude, heaven within, heaven around, heaven on earth. The golden age is here. Yay. Shreem Brzee. So Listra is saying, this was awesome, as usual. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. We wouldn't be together. We wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be taking on this challenge as Dr. Ply shares. Go for it. Build it. Reconstruct the consciousness inside of you. Take advantage of this time. where we're not out and about and being distracted by this, that, and the other thing before COVID. So COVID kind of is a blessing for us. It's making us to just, hey, jump on a call, swim around in that consciousness, build it inside of you, and you'll be amazed as we come back to our everyday life and in the new normal, whatever that's going to be. We'll be fully ready. We'll be fully alert. We'll be fully alive and have that conviction inside of us that we're going to be unshakable. Nothing negative, whether it comes out of other people's mouths or it's going to be a historical account. What was that all about? You can just hear, you can just imagine it. But then you don't want to focus on that because it'll be kind of like a reality TV show. You just go, no, that's not my reality. And that's what it is to be divine. You can, whatever you're being in any given moment, like Dr. Ply shared, whatever you concentrate on or focus on or think about, it will manifest. So this is a time to be focused on all fabulous things to be manifesting, even those grumpy people. Bless them internally. You don't have to say, "Hey, bless you." You can say, "Okay, thank you so much. Have a beautiful day." And you never know. Maybe they were just having a terrible day, and the next time you see them, they're completely different. So allow everybody to just, live out their karma as it's rolling out. And every moment really, truly is new. It's a new opportunity to birth yourself into your highest state of being. And you'll be surprised because it won't be you. It will be something else and something fabulous that will transform everything around you in that moment. Veronica is saying, our hashtag Brzee economy gal. Thank you so much. Much love to everyone here. Great. Aruna is saying, heard Dr. Ply's voice. Wow. Tuatan is saying, lovely meditation, wonderful meditation. Felt heat. Alice is saying here, I felt the heat today too. My head got really, really hot. So what happens when the Kundalini energy, that goddess energy, starts to really rock our chakras? It's a purification and it's an internal heat and it's for real. So if your brain feels really hot, it's a good idea to take in more water. So hydrate yourself, be in a place where it's not too hot. So have the window open, fresh air. And then if you can be in nature, get out in nature. And then just immerse yourself with the natural elements. If you can be by water, that's really helpful as well, because the goddess really relates to water. And, so take it from the physical and the environmental in this material realm into more subtler and subtler energies, communing with nature and communing with your higher self, giving yourself the space to clear out whatever is coming, is heating you up. And then, of course, we always want to be checking inside if we need to get the medical attention that we need because, oh my God, it's heat, but then it's like I'm burning up. So that might be something that's manifested in your physical body that you need to maybe go get checked out. So we're not here to say we're going to heal you or we're going to, fix you or anything like that. No one's really broken. We need to realign our consciousness. We need to diffuse the energy that's holding on to that idea that you're broken and you need fixing. There are definitely things that are going on, psycho-spiritual, psycho-social things that are going on because we're being bombarded constantly by thought forms around us or wherever we are in the world or whatever we tap into. Unplug yourself from the media just for a bit and see how you feel. You'll be like, why do I plug myself into that? You can, stay on top of what's going on with the world as far as the news, but we can't always count on the news. And what we might be surprised about when we come back to our everyday life is that there may be some things that have been shared in the news it's not so correct. We were misguided to some extent. And for whatever reason, the divine always wants us to use any kind of controversial or crisis or critical time in our life as a spiritual practice. Who are you being in it? So perhaps this is all a divine play. on a spiritual path, you got to have these types of situations where they're going to really rock you and shake you out of your deadness at the level of the soul, and you think you're on a spiritual path until you're faced with these kinds of things, and then you will see, oh wow, I really have to commit to my spiritual practice so I can be lit up and to be communing with the divine all the time, and that will help to all of us to navigate this situation with more grace and ease. We're still going to go through it. You don't get to escape from it. We're going to go through it, but we're going to do it with grace and ease. So it's great that we are, feeling the heat, feeling the popping, feeling the pain. I felt tremendous pain in my upper back and shoulder. It's gone now. So I don't even know what that was about. So Alice is saying here, Sucharita, what happened to the large picture of Dr. Pillai that is normally behind you? Well, I had a class today, the phonemic intelligence kids and their parents were online, and I wanted to be able to be like have a closer setting. So the big picture, his head gets cut off. So I just took it down. I'll bring it back up. But the kids, because Dr. Pillai is the founder of phonemic intelligence, he needs to be here. And I love this picture because he's always looking up. He's making us to look up into where? Maybe into the heavens. Yeah, that's fine. But into our brain. So phonemic intelligence really lights up the brain, and it's amazing. I was so happy to be part of this trailblazing group of teens with their parents or caregivers, grandparents, whoever is taking care of them, put them into this course, and these kids are just, their eyes are open and they're just like, hey, give this to me. I need this information because I don't know how I'm going to navigate with my studies. I don't know how I'm going to navigate through all this COVID. I don't know how I'm going to navigate through the upsets of my parents. And maybe there are, parents who are divorced or going through a divorce, or really tough situations for kids to be immersed in when they could, be away from school or be away from it for all those hours while they're at school or doing whatever they normally do. So it is something that it's a really fabulous program to be in. Anyone can do PI, phonemic intelligence, and I encourage everyone. It doesn't matter what age you are. It is going to light you up. And what I shared with them today, because this was my first class with them, I was on the bed after a long, long day yesterday. And then I thought, after this call, I'm going to just go to sleep and I'm going to have a nice sleep. And I will wake up in the morning, get prepared for the class, have another call. And then I get my computer's ringing, my Skype is up, my WhatsApp is up. Man, we have a call. Oh my God. So I forgot, or I misread my calendar, and I had a call that went on till about 2:30 in the morning. By the time I got to bed, it was 5. And then I had to get back up at 8 o'clock. And before I got off the bed, I was so exhausted. And I did the PI practice, and it's only like 4 minutes, about 5 minutes, 4 minutes and something. And I just listened to the audio there in bed, and my whole brain lit up. And I was like, oh, I'm awake now. I can do things. And it wasn't like I dragged myself out of the bed. It wasn't like I sprung off the bed. It was just like, it's unintelligent behavior to sleep if you have to prepare to be on a call with these kids, and you got to be inspiring and motivating. You got to know what you're going to talk about. You have to be there. You've got to learn the technology, and it's going to be happening soon. So get off the bed and get going. And that was called this kind of internal dialogue that was going on. And my body is saying, don't move, just keep sleeping. and then it wasn't a battle anymore. It was just like, okay. And then I just took my phone with me because I had the technique going on the phone. So I just had it wherever I was, and it just kept playing over and over and over. And then I'd sit down because it's only 5 minutes. So I'd just set up things, I'd look up things, and then just close my eyes, do it again for 5 minutes, boost of energy, boost of vitality, boost of this divinity that came in. And then I could create, or I could get ready and do the setup that I needed to do and everything else which I thought I was just going to be, sleeping and gradually taking my time getting into it. No time. So here I am tonight, and found out, okay, you're going to continue this on. So my whole schedule is going to be turned upside down, but it's kind of exciting because what's going to happen? How am I going to shake out of all of this stuff? What are we going to create? And who are we going to be in all of it? And this is what life should be all about, or shoulda, woulda, coulda. I don't want to tell you have to do it or not. It's at the level of the soul. It's so creative. And it is so powerful. If we just get out of the way and let it do what it needs to do, then we'll be in the right place at the right time. We'll get the support that we need from the right people. And they will help us to navigate our situations right in that moment that we need them. And it's not like our past where, oh my God, how come I don't have the support financially or friends or family or whatever. That whole story just gets thrown away. Or as Dr. Ply shared, I love it, the phoenix rising out of the ashes. We don't have to be that way anymore. So Phonemic Intelligence, and I'll be part of the group that is going to be exploding it into the world. So be in touch if you want to learn about it, and I'll be able to guide you or coach you, whatever, help you to get it into your life and turn your life around. So please reach out. Faraz is saying, hi Sucharita, something happened last night while I was sleeping. My Shani Yantra, Lord Saturn's, that's Shani is Lord Saturn, for those people who don't know. Lord Saturn's picture and my copper birth chart below the yantra fell off my work table on its own. Awesome. Lord Saturn is all about changing your karma. He's all about shifting, crushing it, banging it up, throwing down your old ways of being inside of you. We don't even know what we're thinking, as I was sharing with the kids today. You can have academic intelligence or IQ. You can get an IQ test, and that can tell you something. You can be good at a sport or a hobby or an interest, and you can be like on top of the world with your friends and your family. You can be rocking, but something inside of you is just not able to express itself, and you just feel like irritable or yucky, and then you blow, So it might be like that, where that energy that we can't see, everything else is happening. I'm doing my thing. Okay. Yeah, there are some struggles, but I gotta, study or do work or do whatever I'm doing, but something is not happy inside and it needs to break free of you. And you need to release it. And I don't know what it is for you, for us, but that is a great sign. And Lord Saturn is going to help to deliver now or build a new karma for you. So awesome. Also, a print of Swarnakshana Bhairava had turned over when I woke up during Brahma Tithi. So that's Brahma Muhurta is a time period where the gods can come in, because everyone's sleeping. So all the consciousness of your area that you are in, those thoughts you're not being bombarded by those thoughts. So when people are sleeping, they're off into La La Land, and then you are up and you are communing with the divine beings. They come in, they sneak in at that time. So Swarnakshana Bhairava is a goddess or a god energy. It's a golden energy. Bhairava is miracle consciousness. It's a light. Yes, of course, it has a shape and a form and so on, but it's the light of the divine, and that we have to get lit up with gold consciousness. So it's a blessing, and that's miracle consciousness as well. So some shift is happening for you, for us. And I've been thinking about you a lot lately, and I've got to figure out a way that we can work together so that it's going to be economical for you, or financially you're going to be okay with it, and we're going to figure it out. So that's what I would share with you. These are all good omens. So Saturn is really, his birthday is coming up, everyone, and Saturn delivers our karmas. So we look in our chart, or in a Vedic astrologer will look into your chart and see where your Saturn is. And then that will be where your really tough karma is. And that's what you sign up for in life. So it's a great idea to get a Vedic astrology consultation. You can get it from Vijaya Lakshmi, or there's Lalita Donatella. She's an astrologer here through Ply Center, or Swamini Vali. She's a great astrologer as well, studying with Dr. Ply. And they are committed to helping everyone to see what the situation is that is causing them to so many issues, and then to give you some guidance. That's pretty amazing. And it is a blessing because they're not seeing just to give a forecast. They're really seeing and communing with these planetary beings and saying, okay, what does this mean for us, for example? So definitely we will get together, and your karma is shifting, and your practice is allowing you for those kinds of omens to come through. These are omens, means a sign that something has shifted, or they can be bad or good, but then you've got to navigate in life. Okay, what does it mean? Just like, breaking of the glass in some celebratory cultures, you break the glass when you get married, or smash plates, and wow, that's pretty super crazy. But in that culture, it's like breaking, smashing the karmas, that all the negative energy around the celebration, and then then the true celebration can come in as well. Michael's saying there's something similar happened to me. There were a lot of things that I touched a couple of days, fell on the ground, such as keys, bottle, face mask, etc. Yeah, so definitely that can be interpreted as a couple ways. So what I found when I was really diving into my spiritual practices, and even Dr. Ply said, okay, you're, you're becoming a spiritual zombie. So like, get doing something in life. So around that time period, when I was just really diving in and I had the time to do it, anything that I touched was like, I'd get a shock. Or I can't have clocks. They all break all the time. The old school digital clocks, you plug it in. Nothing keeps time around this place. So things can break down, like the computer can just shut down, or the phone won't go on. So when we're really communing with the divine, that's why we want to create a sacred space, or be in nature and leave your electronics or whatever it is, until that energy kind of integrates. And it doesn't take too long. So that might be happening too. And Dr. Ply always, when we're on live events, and the whole team stays up all night, and I've been with them, and we're setting up, and we're testing it, and testing all the technology, and making sure that the live stream is happening, and making sure that the batteries are in the proper places, and all the things, the mics are there, and the speakers are working, and the room is the right temperature, everything. We're just like, okay, he's going to be on the stage, and everything is going to go smoothly. And as soon as he sits down, it's like, everything just blows up. And he goes, I tell these people to test and retest and retest. And we were all like, but you didn't tell us how to do that in the divine way. So this is why we are always, technology is moving so fast, because it needs to. It's the consciousness is coming in. And God only knows. Maybe we'll have, the things in our ear, Captain Kirk over and out, things like that. Julie's saying, why my cat is so nervous while doing the chanting for last night. The cats and dogs are very, very psychic. They're very hypersensitive to the spiritual world. So it can be indicating that there is an ancestor coming through. With Saturn's birthday, it happens to be on a new moon. So it's coming up in a few days, and the new moon is the doorway, the gateway to the ancestors coming in. Because we share the genes of our ancestors, so that kind of can tell us a little story about what our karma is as well, because those genes will get activated. Now, whether we choose to do that, which they did, or whether we choose to, help them to move on. So your cats or your dogs can be a little bit upset, and check it out every month during these new moon times. A few days before, definitely on the new moon or after. They'll be very tired or irritable because they can see. They will start barking, or they will be like doing weird stuff, and then they will settle down. So, and then it also is an indicator you need to, clean up your space, because if beings who are coming in and disturbing the peace, they want to get in, and they're kind of like the boogeyman under the bed. It's true. That energy is there. Or are they true monsters? I don't know. But some of our ancestors weren't very happy campers while they were here on the earth plane. And then in the spiritual realm, they're kind of stuck. So they're familiar with what happens here on the earth plane, but it's a different time. So they will come and work through us and disturb us just so that we will give them the tarpanum. Veronica is saying, I saw an orb around you. Oh, cool. Hopefully that was good. It could have also been not so great because it was very intense. So thank you, Veronica. It gives me some insights. How do you keep count of chanting on this call? Sushmita is saying. So today I used these are my Vishnu Tulsi. And this is a Tulsi mala or Tulasi. And so these are the seeds that brings in Lord Vishnu's energy. So I just do a round of this is 54. And then I have these counting sticks. So I have a whole pile of them, only I'll just show you a few. So every time I do a round, I put the stick down. That is done. 54 is done. I don't have to count. So I'll do that, 20 times. And then we've done at least 1,008. So that's how I count. You can do it any way you want, but these are the tools that I had, and it works for me. Barbara is saying, thank you, Sucharita. I became very teary-eyed throughout. What is this indicating? Yeah, so Barbara or anyone else, it's the tears of the divine because you're communing with them. It's just like when you look at a baby, brand new born baby, and then you just look at it and you're just teared up. You're just so in love. They're just dropped in from heaven, like, they're newborn, a few hours old or days or whatever. You just commune with them. You could just stare at them. They're not even doing anything. They can't even speak to you. They can't move their arms around or anything, but the presence of them is so divine. And you're just yummy, and you're in tears. So that's like how the divine comes in when we invite the goddess Shreem Brzee, and she wakes up the divinity inside of us. It's really the divine inside of us that's making us to cry. And also when we're in that presence, any divine presence, it's just so overwhelming. It's so beautiful. You can't put words to it. You can't even describe it. You're just in awe. Or, you climb up a mountain, or you're at the Grand Canyon and you get to the point where like, there it is. And you're standing there and you can't even say anything. And tears will flow, or you'll have some emotional release or some experience. That is so divine. It can also mean that you're releasing, some memories that they're not coming to your awareness because maybe they don't need to, but it's residual. So that body can be expressing it in sweat, tears, blood, sweat, tears, or coughing or yawning. People said, what does yawning indicate? We're trying to open up. We're trying to cleanse this physical, mental, emotional, spiritual unit called ourselves. And we're trying to purify it so that we can connect, get a really good, strong Wi-Fi connection. And this Wi-Fi connection with the divine it's intense. So people always say, oh, I want to be with God. I want to know God. I want to do God. This is it. It's an intense process. And sometimes it'll be totally blissful and totally awesome. And it will go on for some time. And then you'll bang up against another wall of consciousness. So we don't have to die to go and do this in the spiritual realm. We can practice here now. And then when this body has to go, it will go. And then you will just say, hey, I've been practicing. I've been hanging out with you guys. I get to know who's out there in the spiritual realm, whether you believe it or not. That's what it is in the collective unconscious. And it's been around forever and ever. Just different shapes and forms. And whoever picks it up, they make it their own storyline. My God is better than your God. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, Veronica's saying, I've seen orbs around you before. Also, when you did the fire labs, then the divine is coming. It's revealing itself to everybody. So that's a good blessing for everybody. It shows up. And then you will know it's showing up. Yeah, I've read in the scriptures, see all those books? That's only one bookshelf. But over the years, decades, and immerse myself in, where is God? How do people know? These are the masters. These are all those who have gone before us, all different religions, all different cultures. No one's exempt from my eyes. I want to get into it. I want to chew it up and digest it and try it out. And so they will say, this is something that you don't understand. We're around you all the time, but you're just not seeing us. Even in the Bible, you're born, you've got guardian angels, and you don't even know that they're there. As a kid, you do, because you see the wings and stuff, because they're just, but then you're told, no, that's just in the books. So the divine beings then had to come in different shapes and sizes and forms and symbols. You see on the bookshelf, there's like yantra, which is like a landing pad. It's got sacred geometry in it, and symbols and sacred writing. And it's been around with me for like maybe 15 years, or maybe between 15 and 20 years anyway. And it is the goddess Varahi. So she's been around for a long time, although she's the goddess of 2020. So I was so happy I could bring her, and she's just going to be bringing all that energy. Even though Shreem Brzee is the focus of this, these divine beings are all around us. So allow them to reveal themselves to you. And with technology, people take wild pictures. They just are, all of a sudden they just stop chanting, or they continue chanting. They pull up their phone, they take a picture, and they send it to me, and oh my God, wow. But something inside of them said, take a picture of the ghee lamp now. Take a picture of the fire lamp now. And, and they don't say it in those words in English if they're from a different, it's just something inside just says, pick it up, do it. And then, whoa, the beautiful images, which people have shared on Facebook and so on. And even Dr. Pillai, there's so many images of him where he never wanted them to be released, but his body has completely turned into light. And people just, all of a sudden, they were just turned, they took the picture, and there he was standing next to his wife in this forest of Rudraksha trees or seeds, and he just went to light. So and it was captured in that moment, in that second. So technology is really a great tool for all of us to commune with the divine, to say, oh yes, confirmation, there it is. And I can keep doing my spiritual practices, because wouldn't it be awesome if all of a sudden I could just turn into light? And what would that mean? You would have all this miracle consciousness. You would have all this healing energy. You would be able to be that for everybody. And all the divine beings would keep just pouring it into you. So, Village Food Cooking Channel. Awesome. I love it. 24/7, 24/7, I'm listening to Shreem Brzee and chat for a while, feeling protected. Thank you, beloved Guruji Babaji. Yes, awesome. That's what we want to do, is have it playing 24/7. And Dr. Pillai shares, there's so many audios and YouTube videos of Shreem Brzee. Can take anyone you want in his voice, and you can just have it playing. So if you don't want to count and you don't want to go through the beads, because sometimes I'll be with my mala beads and all of a sudden I'm just gone somewhere else and my mala beads dropped and I'm like, oh, I lost count. I have to start this one over again. So having the 1008 chants, you can just have it playing, and then you can be tuning in whatever it is that you're doing and have that vibration in your space. So 1008 in the morning, 1008 in the afternoon, 1008 in the evening. And so we can't always have access to it, or maybe we're working and so on. So it can be playing in another room 24/7, vibrating, bringing those vibrations. We're opening up the vortex of energy. And it's all an experiment. Just because some people are experiencing it, other people are going, oh my God, it was a nightmare for me. It was the world's worst meditation. And I always say to them, yeah, that's great. All your crap is finally coming up to the surface to be cleared. So stick with it and get rid of it, because that we don't even know that that's in us, and that's what's blocking us from receiving the blessings in the moment. The blessings are always there. We've just got to unlock it, and then we got to clean up a bit, scrub up a bit. So how much time do you feel should be dedicated to meditation daily? Meditation is always there. So if you have 5 minutes, like I did this morning, every now and then, I just stopped for 5 minutes, did the quick meditation, then went back to my work. So your meditation can be as your life is. You're just tapping into a different stream of consciousness. If you want to practice 1008, I think it's about half an hour in Dr. Ply's voice audio, or you can do this. I don't know how long this is. I think it's about half an hour when we do the chanting, so you can listen to this and fast forward it just to the chanting. How does rituals help to manifest? Good question, Shishmita. So rituals, remedies, it's kind of like you're taking it to the next level. So for example, in your life, you try to save some money. And you go and you talk to your banker and they say, oh, yeah, put it in here. And you get 2% maybe interest. And it takes forever to build that savings. But then you decide, well, you know what, that's not really intelligent. It's not doing too much. It's not exciting me too much about all those, efforts that I'm making. So then you go to the next level. You go to an advisor, financial advisor, and they say, hey, let's be creative. Let's put more here, there, whatever. And then you get into building your financial creativity, your financial mind. You have to build that in this world as well. So the divine will always say to you, okay, you're not getting too much money in the bank. That's cool because maybe you always had debt and that little bit of savings is a step up. But really, let's crank it up. So then you might go to the Vedic astrologer and they say, you know what, you don't want to go into like stock market or, be into risky funds and things like that. It's not your karma to do that, but you can invest in real estate. So that's why you want to go to an astrologer. That's why all the billionaires go. They have their own personal astrologer every day, looking into their life every day. So that they can keep creating their billions. So hopefully that is helpful for you. So the rituals, yeah. So the rituals, the astrologer will say, do a fire lab, do this, do that. So they will go in and they will tell you exactly what you need to bring up your level of consciousness, like amp it up, and then you will have these ideas. But I always say to people, and even people who come in and they say, Sucharita, oh my God, this is happening to me. And I go, hey, just take a breath. Go back to the astrologer. Go to the Nadi. You had a Nadi reading. Go to the Augustine Nadi channel. They're the ones who they have your leaf at hand or your chart. And they're the ones who are helping you to navigate this situation. I will give you support, of course, but why not go and use your money to do that? And then dive into those, the guidance that they will give you. And then they will give you very specific, very timely guidance. And then you'll know, okay, this ritual is going to get me out of this or protect me from this. So we start to use the spiritual technology to support ourselves, just like all the billionaires, everybody who has a beautiful life that, they couldn't spend it in lifetimes. They all have astrologers. They all have rituals being done for them. Believe it or not, it's the truth. And it's regardless of what the tradition is. I've gone to Hindu temples, Tiruchendur in Tamil Nadu. It's a Muruga temple at the sea. And that is where all the royalty goes there. Leaders of countries go there. Just like the Siddhi Vinayaka temple in Mumbai, all the people who are celebrities go there. Everybody, Microsoft, who is it? The Google guy just recently went there. Steve Jobs went there. So these are power spots where the rituals get done. And if it's in your karma, you will go. And if it's not in your karma, you'll be challenged, but you'll just push that and you will go. So, it becomes an adventure in your life, an adventure in consciousness. And that's how people really succeed in life. That's how they hold those high positions. They're not just doing it on their own merit. from previous lifetimes. They got to navigate this life too. They got to navigate all the, people are very upset and things like that. I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. It's just you can navigate your life with the support of the divine much easier than on your own. Way, way easier on your own. Steve Daniel is saying, where can we find the Placenta Vedic astrologers, please? What you can do, Steve, is you can go to astroved.com. I'll post it in here if I can. Astroved.com. And then you can go to live astrology consultation or astrology, and then you can scroll down. There's a drop down, and then you'll see these Ply Center astrologers, Swamini Vali and Lalita are there, as well as Vijaya Lakshmi. And then there's a bunch of other ones too. They're awesome as well. So we're here through Ply Center YouTube. So the sister company is Astroved. That's where all the remedies get done through the Astroved Remedy Center in Chennai now. Whereas in temples, they can't really do it because of the COVID. So it's such a blessing to be able to come across Dr. Ply's teachings, because everybody's doing what they need to do for everybody. You're welcome, Steve. And then those people who, you want to reach out and ask questions to me, you can send me an email, Sucharita at plycenter.com. Or you can send it to office@plycenter.com and then just say, the lady who's doing the Shreem Brzee chanting, if you don't remember my name. And then you can they will say, oh yeah, just connect you with Sucharita. Julie's saying, every time I chant Shreem Brzee, I see Varahi. I see her everywhere. Yes, she's the goddess of 2020. And Shreem Brzee is the sound that unlocks the secret of the goddess Lakshmi in this form. So the goddess Lakshmi, just like we have a different form throughout our lifetime, where we were just big little babies, and then we grew into kids, and then adolescents, and then adults. And as we go along, we change our shape, we change our form, because we're evolving, we're developing, we are learning different things, growing. So so somebody's saying here, there's like the plant. Yeah, Steve is saying, I'm a bit overwhelmed, and this is a great sign, because the overwhelm is that we've communed with the divine. There's so much energy. It's like we ran a marathon and we didn't even go anywhere. So all that energy, all through the training of running a marathon, like before, that led up to it, the qualifying to run a marathon, the doing it while you're integrating it into your every life, it's intense. So all of that is happening in a chanting practice. Oh my God, it's compressed. That's how the divine is. It can change your life instantaneously. So it is overwhelming. And you don't know where you're going. You don't know how to navigate it. So once it gets into you, then you just go take it step by step. And we're here to guide you. So definitely, if you're overwhelmed, then these suggestions that I made about reaching out to the live astrology, get a live astrology consultation, or reach out to me, and then I'll help to guide you in the right direction. If you want to hang out with Dr. Ply, it's a fabulous and fun-filled adventure. I've been doing it for almost 25 years. I don't know what I would do without it. It's fun. So, yeah. So definitely, connect with me, and then it's like you go to a mall and you just want to buy a pair of shoes, but then you go, oh my God, but I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And everybody tells you need this, you need this, you need this. And sometimes people do that and they get into it. And then they realize, oh my God, I just want to focus. Just go get the pair of shoes. Or now you can't even go to the mall. So maybe that's good. Froze is saying, I hold both statues of Shreem Brzee and Varahi while chanting. Awesome. Village Food Cooking Channel says, Dr. Pillai told about Vinca rosea and turmeric plant. How can I use it for manifestation? You can just grow it. So grow it, and then that's the goddess, and that's going to bring in healing energy. And it sounds like you cook with it. You could cook with it as well if it's edible. But just having it, and then you take care of it. Just like tulsi. It's a sacred herb for connecting with Radha Krishna, Lord Vishnu's energy. So that kind of consciousness will come into. I think I've responded to all the. Hey, Ramya says, Caroline Glidden says, ordered a fire lab today. Awesome. So the rituals make you rich. So it takes you to the next level. You can't break through on it on your own. You've tried and you've tried and you've tried. So then there's the next level. Is to look in and say, okay, this is what you need now. So yes, please just email me. Kalyani is saying, thank you, Babaji, for putting back on track with these chanting and prayer calls. Kalyani, I was thinking about you. You manifested this, girl. All right. Let's wrap it up, everyone, because that chime is not to celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday. It means I got to get on another call. So with that, I will close here. Thank you all for joining. See you tomorrow. And God bless you all. Keep chanting Shreem Brzee. Keep meditating on it. If you need to review this, it'll be up on YouTube in no time. And then you can fast forward it or do whatever it is that you want to do with it. And because there's some goodies in there, especially during this discussion when people are popping up the questions or their comments, that's where you understand, okay, the chanting brought this up. So now what do I do with it? So we are happy to guide you, and tomorrow you can ask too if you need more clarity. So God bless you all. Namaste.